Hello, my name is Savannah Wilkerson, and today I'm going to be making a video explaining my story retelling activity. I love Halloween and I love the fall season, so I've got my two friends here with me today. My 4-year-old daughter named them Scare and Crow, so they're just going to be here to help with the setup. Now, I do typically like to encourage my students when I introduce a new theme to them or we're celebrating a season. So I'll wear something accordingly, or I'll have some friends to help me tell a story. And so the story I chose this fall season is There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Bat. Now this is a new series take on the classic story of There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Fly. And they make several different books for different seasons. And just like the typical story, it goes through how she swallowed different things in order to get rid of the other things. And the story ends up that she swallowed all these things, even a wizard at the end, just to burp it out. And the kids all think that's funny. She just wanted to engage in a Halloween celebration, and so in the end she just says trick or treat and burps. And so kids really think it's hilarious, and I just love these kinds of books because it builds our relationship as they laugh with their teacher. So the first thing I want to do, I've already showed the physical copy of the book. I've read it a bunch and it's so fun to read. The end completed material that I made, I called this an Old Lady Craftivity, and it is an interactive story retelling activity. So this, in the end, what you'll be using is a child-made box using a Kleenex box with some printed out cutouts of the old lady with a place to put the items that she swallows from the book. And then you've got your printouts. These are on cardstock. Sorry, let me figure out where I'm going. These are on cardstock, printed on cardstock, so they're durable. You can laminate them if you have that ability, but sometimes I know teachers' resources are scarce, so these can be printed out, and if you don't have color ink, you can print them out black and white and have the kids color them. Now, another option that I would give is let the kids draw their own. You can pick, there's only a few characters. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 characters. And then you can assist them in writing these words, because trick or treat is the last thing that they'll say. So there's plenty of ways to accommodate this to make it fun. You can print out just the lady's head if you're not able to get Kleenex boxes. But asking parents to send these in would be a great way to promote parental involvement in their child's learning and education. So that's a whole nother great part of this too. So the next thing I'll do is explain how I constructed this activity. So the first thing I did was I asked for the Kleenex boxes, and I would strongly suggest that the Kleenex boxes just be, any shape or size. It doesn't have to be, big and long. If there's other type of boxes that need to be used, that's totally fine too. And then you provide the kids all of their items to paint and create their box in a way that they want to, and give them different color paints. I did choose your typical Halloween colors, but if you have more colors to offer and you want kids to really just make it their own, you can provide more. These are washable, non-toxic paints. They're very safe. They even kind of smell a little icky, so maybe that would deter children from wanting to put it in their mouth or taste it if you do have kids who like to put things in their mouth or have sensory stuff. So I like to put them in a little paper bowl and just give them a few different ones and really let them know that if you mix the colors together, that's totally fine. Give them a wide variety of art tools, like different size paintbrushes, depending on what they like to use or what they can use based on fine motor. And then you'll need your glue and scissors, child-safe scissors. So what they'll do is they'll cut out their old lady. And I've got another one just printed right here. They'll cut her out as best they can around the edge. Then you can assist them in cutting a little slit right here so we can insert items in there. And then they'll just go to this sheet on cardstock, which is one sheet that has all of these items for them to cut around. They can cut boxes around them, or they can cut the shapes around them, whichever way their fine motor skill supports. So then they will glue the old lady onto the box after they've painted all over it and let it dry, which is another great thing about this kind of paint. It dries so fast. It dried in about 30 seconds after painting it, so that was great. Then you don't have that lag time in between actually painting it and gluing it. So they'll glue her on, give her a few minutes to dry, and they'll have their little friends cut out, and then your activity is ready to go. So the next thing I'll talk about is how we will use the activity. So reading the book each day, the kids can listen to the book first, get interested in the story, laugh and talk about the story. You can have this posted in your classroom. I printed it out. It's real cute. You could also cut out the words and place them in a pocket chart. And then as you read the story, kids will use the boxes that they made. And as each one is listed, we'll put that character in her mouth, and we'll say that she swallowed it. So, she swallowed the bat. Next, she swallowed an owl. And you can allow the kids to tell you what's next. And then they will not even be realizing that they're reading words based on the pictures next to it. And you'll do every single character like that until you get to the very end, where it says trick or treat. Now I do have this printed as one, so I could show it in this video, but I think it would be fun to cut each word separately so that they could notice the difference in the word trick and treat, how they both start with TR, but they both end in different letters. That's a great literacy and language skill to point out to them, and so they could say trick or treat. And also be sure that as she swallows things, a little flap is cut out that they write their name on it too, so that they can retrieve each thing out of the box for the next day's activity. As they practice with the group book reading, this can be placed in their literacy center, and the teacher can observe if they can do this on their own. So, it's a great, fun, interactive activity that they make themselves. It practices literacy, where they retell the events. They learn new vocabulary. They learn about characters. It does math skills, where the kids learn to order and sequence things. It does fine motor, because they learn to cut and glue and paint, and they assemble it themselves. This is also a social, emotional skill that's learned, because they're learning to follow directions, they're working cooperatively, they have to care for their materials, and then they also learn about each other. What different things do each other like? And that's great conversation to have during the activity. You know, what do you guys do for Halloween? What's scary to you? What Halloween creatures do you like? And as they come up with opinions and they discuss it with each other, the teacher can model acknowledging the differences and how to respect when other people feel different than you. So additionally, it's an art form. You get to explore different art mediums with kids. They have an opportunity to let all their creativity out. Art to me at school is a therapeutic, and that often offsets challenging behavior. You give them time to work through those emotions through an art project that they like and they enjoy, and it's their own. So I really hope that I didn't talk too fast and that you guys can all get some great ideas from this activity. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!